What are the sources, the causes of democratic rage? We see the manifestations everywhere. We have Hikem Jeffries holding a bat as if he's going to club somebody. Almost weekly, there's a video cut by representatives and senators on the Democratic side with the SHIT word or the F word. Then we have the internet mob suggesting that the over 100 people who were killed, many of them children, deserved what they got. For A, they didn't believe in climate change. B, they're from Red State, Texas. They were white and Christian and they deserve what they got. Then we come to the Dregs. These are the mobs. These are the people who firebombed Tesla dealerships. These are the people who in Los Angeles spit and burned American flags. They destroyed patrol cars. They looted stores, tried to kill ICE officers. These are the people that the Democratic Party either cannot or will not censor. Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. What are the sources, the causes of democratic rage? And we see the manifestations everywhere. We have Hikem Jeffries holding a bat as if he's going to club somebody. And then he spoke for no reason for 8 hours in the House. That didn't compare with Cory Booker. He did a pseudo filibuster for 25 hours. Almost weekly, there's a video cut by representatives and senators on the Democratic side with the SHIT word or the F word. And then we have Bernie Sanders and AOC going to these oligarch rallies on private jets, damning the oligarchic class when they are the people who fund the Democratic Party. That's one level of leftist outrage. Then we have the internet mob, and they do everything from canonize and glorify the assassin Luigi Mangione, who killed the United Healthcare executive, to even more grotesquely and ghoulishly. Now they're on the internet suggesting that the over 100 people who were killed, many of them children, deserved what they got. For A, they didn't believe in climate change. This had nothing to do with climate change. B, they're from Red State, Texas, that believes in small government, so they got small government. The National Weather Service had given prior warning with plenty of time to evacuate had they done so. And third, they believe in Doge, so they deserve what they get. I'm being literal. Can you imagine people going on there? One internet person, Saeed Perkins, basically said they were white and Christian and they deserve what they got. That's a second level of leftist outrage. Then we come to what I would call the Dregs. These are the mobs. These are the people who firebombed Tesla dealerships. These are the people who tried to run off the road Tesla drivers. These are the people who in Los Angeles waved Mexican flags and spit and burned American flags. They destroyed patrol cars. They looted stores. They tried to swarm ICE facilities. 2 groups of them, one a single shooter and another 10 arrested suspects, tried to kill ICE officers. These are the people that the Democratic Party either cannot or will not censor. In fact, there's a bill in the Congress on the part of Democrats to disallow masks on ICE officers and to make them wear a badge so they and their families can be ready targets. I could go on with these examples, but what is going on? Why are they so angry? Why isn't this the old party of Bill Clinton or even the party of Barack Obama? One, they have no institutional power. They do not have the House. They do not have the Senate. They do not have the White House. They do not have the Supreme Court. They do not have the issues. There are 30, 70, 20, 80 issues, and they're on the wrong side. They can't have a plebiscite because the people would vote against men and women's sports. People would vote against defund the police. People would vote against the Green New Deal. People would vote against the foreign policy that we've seen from Afghanistan to the Middle East. So they're angry. They have no power. 2, this time Donald Trump is not looking at symptoms or manifestations of the Progressive Project. No. He's not just saying we're going to address the border. He's not just saying we have to deal with crime or the economy. He's trying to say how things got out of control the last 50 years. How did we get to a point where people actually believe biological men should compete in women's sports? How do they actually believe you could let in 12,000 people a day? How did you actually believe that you could let people loot stores with no consequences. And he came up with a solution. What are the sources of democratic power? It's the universities. That's where people are indoctrinated. 95% of the faculty are hard left. It's the foundations that fund all of these groups. It's the media, CBS, ABC, NBC, PBS, NPR. It's the corporate boardroom. And so Donald Trump decided that he was going to go after the universities and hold them to account. Their endowments taxed. Federal grants reduced to 15% overcharges. Follow the civil rights rules or lose all of your federal money. No separation by race in graduations, themes, etc. 2 lawsuits have been settled with CBS and ABC about the media. They're very wary now of simply smearing and slandering and tell the untruth. There's a third source of the anger of the Democratic Party and the left in general. Donald Trump is successful. Had the Wall Street Journal and the other prognosticators been correct in March, we wouldn't have this violence. They said Donald Trump would cause a recession. They said that his trade talk and tariff wars would cause the stock market to permanently, or at least this year, crash. They said we were going to have a recession. What happened? Jobs are up, inflation's low, tariff income is increased, the economy, GDP is growing. It didn't happen. They said that if Donald Trump bombed the installations in Iran, we would have a theater-wide war. 25 minutes and a ceasefire the next day. I could go on, but Donald Trump is having an amazing success. He's stopped all illegal immigration at the border. There's zero. We were told you could not get 50,000 missing recruits back into the military. He did that. They're already back. And so, to review, the left is going crazy because they can't enact their progressive agenda through any political method. There's no avenue for them to pass a law or an executive order or a Supreme Court decision. They're angry because they thought that even though they didn't have these levers of power, they could use these other institutions, cultural, social, economic, political, foundations, universities, K through 12, media, sport, and now Donald Trump is going after them. And third, they thought Donald Trump would fail and he'd be a buffoon, and he succeeded in a more dramatic fashion than any president in the last 50 years in his first 6 months. Put it all together, and they're mad, and they should be, because Donald Trump threatens not just to take their power away, but the sources of their power. Thank you very much. This is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Signal. Please like, share, and subscribe to be notified for more content like this. You can also check out my own website at victorhanson.com and subscribe for exclusive features in addition.